Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. So today's episode is going to be a review of Love Island 2019, episode 45. So obviously in the beginning of the episode, it's following the aftermath of the whole Jordan and Anna situation. Jordan has completely disrespected her. His behaviour is embarrassing and Anna is definitely entitled to feel angry, upset and betrayed. As the girls are consoling Anna, it kind of cuts to the boys and Curtis. I don't know when he became the spokesperson of the Trash Society, but somehow he's decided to just step up for the role. He's telling Jordan, oh, the girls are just filling her head with stuff. And I'm just like, what the actual fuck? Like, what the hell? Like, it's actually not by force. Like, this behaviour from Curtis is actually very confusing. We already hear the famous line, you've done nothing wrong. Are they actually forgetting that Jordan and Anna are actually boyfriend and girlfriend? Or maybe it wasn't Amy and it's just that Curtis is a serial cheat. And I'm just kind of thinking, how does Curtis even have options in his life for him to be a serial cheat? Jordan's obviously now gassed up because the boys kind of just coddle this trash behaviour and he's like, oh, she's embarrassing, her true colours have shown up. And I'm just thinking, mate, you've actually embarrassed yourself. Not only have you been pied off after taking this big risk that was so unnecessary, you've been pied off and now you've been left without a girlfriend. So really the only one who should be embarrassed is you, and then you got caught out in a lie and then you tried to lie. And I feel like he kept up the lie the whole episode, that I honestly feel like he's one of those people that kind of lied to himself so much that he actually believes his lie and runs with it. But then again, can we really expect anything less from somebody from the Trash Society? To be fair to the male species inside the house, some of them have not been engaging in the whole coddling of trash behaviour. Ovi, I guess he's kind of just like stayed a part of it. Obviously, he's kind of a part of the drama, I guess, being India's partner. But he's kind of just keeping it low-key for most of the episode. Tommy kind of says, obviously, if you were her boyfriend, he kind of calls him out. But I feel like with the boys, they're very friendly with the way that they call out behaviour. It's not like when the girls come for them, they like tell it how it is. With the boys, they cushion it a lot. But Tommy was basically saying, as a boyfriend, you've made a commitment to somebody, and it's literally like, fair enough if it was like they coupled up, they were boyfriend and girlfriend in the first week and now it's the 6th week and now his head's turned. But it's literally like at that point it was literally 48 hours, like after like the talk, after reassuring her that his head wasn't going to turn, giving him, like she said at the end, like giving this romantic romantic tour, and then like reassuring her that they were going to be okay despite being in the bottom all the time. And then he pulls this stuff. Like, it's not a good look, but Jordan isn't trying to hear it. Greg, he kind of questions Curtis as to like, what was his process, what was his kind of thought process in telling Jordan to pursue things with India 48 hours after asking somebody to be his girlfriend. And Curtis was just like, oh, you can't deny your feelings and all of this stuff. And I'm just thinking, shut up, Curtis. Like, literally, first off, boyfriend, 48 hours. Second off, 7 days? And then third off, like, self-control. Like, at 24, you should be able to have self-control. But I guess in order to qualify for the Trash Society, you have to have a low level of self-control. Tommy tries to like go up to Anna. Anna isn't really trying to hear it. I can understand, even though I guess Tommy was trying to be helpful in that situation, I can understand why Anna was like basically like fuck off, because she's heard the boys talk before. She's heard the whole, oh, you haven't done anything wrong, and she probably just assumed that it was going to be that again. And she probably just assumed that that's what they were talking about, and that him coming up to her asking if she was all right was kind of bogus. Greg, who I'm liking already, Greg is sensible. Everyone should be more like Greg. Obviously, Curtis tells Greg that he probably would have done the same thing, and he doesn't see anything wrong with what Jordan did. And then, of course, Greg spills the tea to Amber. Amber spills the tea to Maura, and then Maura kind of confronts Curtis about it. And at first Curtis is like saying, yeah, like, I don't know what I would do, kind of feel like, basically saying he would do the same thing. And then he kind of changes his tune and says, oh, I gave Jordan bad advice and I would have spoken to my girlfriend first if that was the deal. Like, I gave him bad advice. And that seemed very phony and very fake to me. I definitely feel like Curtis would have done the same thing that Jordan did. I feel like he himself, you know, he's been a slow creeper. It's just like every episode you just start to see trashier and trashier and trashier. And I feel like with the whole Amy situation, lines were kind of blurred because Amy herself was quite manipulative. But it's very clear now that Curtis is trash. So Jordan, of course, being a member of the Trash Society, he has to be trash with his chest. He insists he's done nothing wrong, that he did nothing wrong with telling, you know, explaining his feelings to India. And again, he's lying to himself and rationalizing it. Like, he basically told India he's interested in getting to know her, aka interested in jumping ship to her. And if you have a girlfriend, then that is basically classified as cheating. And I feel like if you are a decent human being within a relationship, if you are already having doubts in your relationship, maybe you don't have to say, maybe he didn't have to tell Anna, like, you know, in the real world, obviously, he would probably be able to do it behind Anna's back. But in the real world, maybe he wouldn't have said, you know, I have feelings for Anna, I want to pursue things with India. But perhaps he would have said, look, you know, I feel like there's something wrong in our relationship and I feel like perhaps I may be having feelings for somebody else. Either way, it still would have been a shit situation for Anna, but at least she wouldn't have been blindsided, because to do it behind her back but in front of her face at the same time is very disrespectful and very mean. Maura and Anna are on the daybeds, which I think again is quite funny. I'm just kind of thinking, like, why are they the ones in? So the next day, it's the baby challenge. Anna isn't here for it. You know, she's being very petty. She's saying, you know, that ain't my baby, that's his baby, that's one of the 100 women's babies. She's being very petty. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was here for it. I feel like she was entitled to be petty. Like, if that was me and the next day it's the baby challenge, I would have told him to fuck off as well. I would have been like, yeah, that's your baby. And then also she kind of starts to say that, you know, now that she's seen his true colours, that she doesn't really find him attractive anymore. Obviously, that has been like the debate. Like, obviously, when she was choosing between Ovi and Jordan, loads of people were saying that, you know, Jordan is not the best looking person. So she's now saying she doesn't find him attractive, and before it was his personality that made him attractive. But what are we thinking? Do you feel like Anna's just being petty there? Or do you feel like she's realising that Jordan isn't that attractive? I don't personally find him attractive, but, you know, if you're doing all of that, you must have found him attractive. I think maybe perhaps it's just the emotions talking. But what do you think? Do you feel like Anna's finally came to her senses, or do you think she's just running off emotion? Amber and Curtis have a talk, and Amber calls him out. She calls him a narcissist, and she says that he's not genuine. And obviously, and I feel like it's becoming more and more apparent, he's kind of, in the beginning, he was like the perfect man, like really cheery. But I've seen him getting more and more involved in drama. Like, even yesterday, he was kind of like gossiping. He was going to tell Maura about the situation. He had this, like, his face kind of lit up, like almost at Anna's misfortune. And I definitely feel like he was here for the drama. So I definitely feel like he's not genuine. And I feel like the more comfortable he gets, the more he exposes himself. Maura tells Curtis, I'm not really sure where they are. I feel like they're kind of like made up, because Curtis apologizes and he says that he wouldn't take the advice that he gave Jordan, yada, yada, yada. I feel like Maura kind of sees through it, but she's just kind of sticking with him because, you know, the game is almost finished. She needs to be with somebody. So she's just gonna, like, you know, stick it out till the end, basically. Ovi pulls Jordan for a chat, and Jordan actually apologizes to him. He doesn't have any bravado, none of that I can do what I want energy, I came here for myself energy. And I don't even think it was just because Obi was calm. I definitely feel it was a kind of like certain men, you know, have more respect for men than they do with women. And of course, he was probably intimidated by Ovi as well. Let's be honest. None of that energy wasn't there. Then he decides he's going to apologize to Anna. And then this is why I thought that, you know, maybe we're going to get somewhere. Like, at least Michael apologized for being shit. So I'm thinking, okay, you're still trash, but okay, let's see what this apology is saying. He pulls Anna for a chat, and then he basically says and the only thing that he apologizes for is that he spoke to India before he spoke to Anna. But Anna, you know, she's already quick. She's already clocked the disrespect. So she's already like, so are you gonna apologize for disrespecting me? He's like, I didn't disrespect you. You know, I told her my feelings, all of this crap. So then it becomes an argument back and forth. Again, he's lying to himself. He wants to, I don't even know why. He telling her, you know, she didn't handle the situation well. And again, I don't know what world Jordan is living in, what world the members of the Trash Society are living in. Like, how can you not think Anna will be, I don't understand how he doesn't grasp why Anna is angry, especially knowing how she is. So then they argue, and then in the argument, I guess Jordan himself, because I can tell Jordan doesn't like when Anna argues with him, because he can feel their egos bashing together. And now that he's now taken the form of the supreme dickhead, now he's now trying to be spiteful now. And how he was trying to be spiteful was when he was like telling Anna, oh, it's over now. And then Anna just laughed in his face. And honestly, that was just the best reaction ever, like laughing in his face. Like, he actually thought that he had one over her, like trying to dump her. And she basically like, you know, you actually thought that we weren't over, like, come on. Like, you could tell he was probably thinking like, shit, like I can't even have this, like I've been pied off, I have no chance of getting back with Anna, and I don't even get to dump her. Like, I don't even get the pleasure of having to dump her. And that's what you get, Jordan. You fucking idiot. So then after that, it's the recoupling. Obviously, we know it's a double dumping and it's a straight dumping. No frills. Just a straight dumping. So we already know, I feel like we all knew Harley and Chris were going to be one of the couples dumped. Harley and Chris are like shifting. I think they're thinking like, you know, holding on to hope, like maybe we'll be saved. Like, bitch, come on. Like, you know your asses were going home. And obviously the big question was who's going home with them. Last night I wasn't really sure who would be going home with them. Obviously, you know, before the whole Anna and Jordan altercation, I would have instantly thought Jordan and Anna, but I thought that maybe because of like the drama that we've had, people might want to actually save them to continue seeing that. And then, you know, later on in the day, I was kind of thinking maybe it would be between, I actually thought Anna and Jordan were going to be safe, but then, you know, at that point when they said when it started to get down, when it was like it was Curtis Mora, Anna and Jordan, Chris Harley, and Anton and Belle. Anton and Belle got saved, and then at that point I wanted Anna and Jordan to stay. Like, I feel like that was like the best piece of drama like since Casa Amor. Mora is great. Like, I just wish that Anna and Mora could have just coupled up with each other. But I feel like in terms of what the drama I'd want to see in the past few days, I would have thought Anna and Jordan, because I feel like Anna definitely would have dragged it. Obviously, Curtis and Mora get saved, and Anna and Jordan and Chris and Harley go home. As I said, I'm upset. Like, I would have liked to see the drama, but you know, they're gone. What can I do now? Like, but in terms of the drama in the house, I'm thinking maybe there might be some drama surrounding Curtis. Obviously, his genuinity, if that's even a word. If it isn't a word, I've made it up. It's in the Shannon dictionary. If his genuinity might get called into question. Some of the boys were questioning his behaviour. The girls were definitely questioning his behaviour. I definitely think Maura, even though they seem to have squashed the beef, Maura's probably questioning his behaviour. Maybe there might be drama surrounding Curtis and Maura. If anyone's going to bring drama, it's definitely going to be Maura. So I guess it's like we're just kind of counting on Maura to carry the show. There's only it finishes on Monday. So we're kind of just counting on Maura to finish the show. I don't know what drama the producers can squeeze out of them now. Do you feel like the show still has potential, or do you feel like these last episodes are gonna drag? On Twitter, it's mostly negative for Jordan. A lot of people calling him trash, people calling him toxic and immature. I've seen one tweet calling him a legend. And, you know, there is still some supporters of the Trash Society who probably want membership themselves. But yeah, Jordan, like, what a way to go out. Like, he literally just tarnished his image in like 48 hours. And it's just like, what was the reason? Like, honestly, like, I actually just don't understand. Quite mixed for Anna. I would have thought perhaps maybe she'd have a lot more support, but then I kind of remember that a lot of people didn't really like her. Kind of like the mixed kind of reactions are, some people like her for calling Jordan out on his shit and like not letting him get away with anything, and then a lot of people are saying, you know, she lacks communication skills and she's being extra and she was acting ridiculous. Personally, Jordan disrespected her, absolutely disrespected her, and she felt embarrassed, and he did embarrass her really in front of everyone. So I feel like she's entitled to feel a certain type of way about it. Also, she's kind of already expressed that she feels like the public don't like her, so she's probably thinking is on top of that he's now embarrassed her on national TV, like publicly in front of everyone who's watching her, including her family. So yeah, I definitely feel like Anna was entitled to act petty and act, you know, as Michael would say, childish. You know, I feel like she was entitled to feel that way. Honestly, he could have got it a lot worse, really. It's mostly negative for Curtis. A lot of people are saying that he's trash. A lot of people are saying he's a dickhead. People are saying that Maura should be cautious of him. And some people are saying that they really loved him at the start, but now they don't like him. And I've seen a few people saying, you know, it's not Curtis's fault that Anna and Jordan broke up. Like, that was going to happen anyway. And some people are saying, like, you know, at least he's being honest. And, you know, there's obviously people who want to be members of the Trash Society. And honestly, Curtis, like, honestly, they're giving him a lot more screen time, and honestly, I could do without Curtis on my screen, really. Like, his face is starting to annoy me now. And yeah, he's just getting involved in business that doesn't concern him and opening his mouth when it's not necessary. Like, he thinks out loud too much. And also, she kind of starts to say that, you know, now that she's seen his... I usually live tweet during the episode, so feel free to at me with your opinions. And let me know your thoughts on this episode. And until next time, guys, bye. Remember to drink lots of water tomorrow because it's going to be hot.